What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a legendary day. Oh, God, it's hot. As you see, I'm not live from Levi's Stadium. Unfortunately, StreamYard was being retarded at Levi's. I don't know, too many people trying to use the Wi-Fi or whatever. So I'm stuck in the hot-ass studio. God, it's so hot in here. We're going to go ahead and review practice. But before we do, we, of course, got to remind everybody to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link will be in the description of this video. Go ahead and go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and on Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Go ahead and to see everywhere you can subscribe to Niner Faithful Radio. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And we're going to go ahead and, I haven't made the new code yet. So we're going to go ahead and wait until Tuesday. I'll make it before the show. So practice. Now, for those who went to NinerFaithfulRadio.com's or Niner Faithful Radio's Facebook page, you'll see that we didn't necessarily have the best view today. We were able to see the quarterbacks warm up. We were able to see a lot of cool individual stuff, but not so much 11 on 11s. The few things that did pop from 11 on 11s today is TDP's looking real nice. He definitely popped more than he did the practice I went to last week, but maybe that's because I was looking for him a little bit more. But I was kind of wondering what was going to happen to TDP. But as this running back room shapes up, I mean, you're obviously going to have CMC. I think TDP's done enough to secure a roster spot. So you're going to only have two more running backs, Jordan Mason and what's up, Eric? Good to see you, bro. So the running back position is starting to fill out nicely. Linebackers, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles almost had 2 picks. He had a pick earlier and then almost had another pick during 11 on 11s. I mean, camp is camp. It was hot. I left before autograph sessions were over. Hey, sometimes no news is good news, Eric. So really the things that I really want to speak out is TDP. I mean, TDP looked amazing. The linebacker core. I didn't see McCary Ball. I'm just going to say McCary Ball just because I can't say his first name right now. But I didn't see him, which was disappointing to me because I thought he was going to take over this training camp. I thought he was definitely going to be somebody that's mentioned in the good, everybody's little training camp videos, practice reports that they do. I thought he was going to be somebody that was consistently mentioned. And I didn't see anything he particularly did today. Debo had a nice little catch during one-on-ones. Latu, he was somebody that kind of stood out to me a little bit on one-on-ones. He had a couple real great routes where he broke the linebacker off. I mean, he shook them right out, broke their ankles. And then he had some where he got no separation. So Ross Dwelly looked all right in one-on-ones. So my personal opinion, if you ask me, who's tight end number 2? See, I want Latu to go on the practice squad. I think he needs a year to develop. I think Braden Willis can contribute, but I'd like to see him get a little bit bigger. He's pretty big, but I'd like to see him get a little bit stronger. He didn't necessarily jump out on one-on-ones or 11 on 11 today. I really wasn't watching 11-11 with the fullest detail because I was actually looking at Zane Gonzalez, which we'll get to here in a second. Jake Moody, I didn't see Jake Moody make a kick or take a kick. I didn't see him miss or make a kick, which checks out to what Kyle said. I think he said there's going to be one day. Each of them are going to kick one day, and then one day they're both going to kick. So I would really love Latu to be able to go on the practice squad. But unfortunately, because I don't see anything. Maybe we'll see more in the game. And I understand he only transitioned to tight end, I believe it was 2 years ago. So, he definitely needs more time to develop, and work on the craft as far as being tight end. Going from D line to tight end, it's got to be a pretty difficult transition. I mean, blocking might not be as bad, but definitely different position. So I see you, Jason. What's up, bro? So I'd love to. I don't see anybody. Like, I don't want to say Ross Dwelly because going into camp, we felt. I know Jason and I both felt. I mean, Jason, you can go ahead and put your comments in the comments. But I felt that he was going to be off the outside of the roster looking in. And he hasn't necessarily done anything to me to make me change my mind. But the other tight ends haven't done anything to make me think that they're definitely ready to take over the number 2 tight end spot. So it might be Ross Dwelly just by default, which probably has been the last couple of years. But Latu is something definitely I would love to get on the practice squad. He won't make it through cuts. More Warner than Dwelly. Yeah, I think Warner's off the roster. I definitely haven't seen anything from him. And if Latu could show, or even Braden Willis can show any type of blocking skills in the preseason or next week against scrimmaging against the Raiders Thursday and Friday, then he's definitely somebody that I think that his spot could definitely easily be taken. Let's see. I know that from what I've heard and saw, Trey didn't have the greatest day passing the ball, but mechanically he looks fine. I mean, he was throwing nice tight spirals and one-on-ones and warm-ups. I heard some say, well, this is not at a bad camp. Not great either, but better than Lord. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Jason says, I have heard some say Willis is not having a bad camp, not great, but better than Latu or Warner. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's just nobody has jumped off the screen. I mean, Brandon Willis has made a nice couple plays, but just nobody has jumped off the screen where you're just looking, you're like, yeah, that's tight end too. The overall flow of practice, I felt both sides were making plays. I have heard, I thought Jason left another comment. Which is what you want to see in camp. Deshaun Gibson was all over the field today. Now, I know everybody's giving him props on his interception to Purdy. I thought that was more of a bad throw against Purdy. He was definitely struggling because the Niners were bringing the house today. And he was definitely struggling. He was definitely struggling against the blitz today. Although he did have nice 3-play sequence where he threw 3 straight touchdowns in red zone activity, that's what you want to see. I don't want to see the offense go out there and complete every ball and just have it look easy because then it's what the hell defense. I don't want the defense to go out there and completely shut down the offense to the point where we're like, what the hell? I want to see both sides make plays. This is what I saw. Purdy had 3 straight touchdowns in red zone period. Awesome. Love that. The defense had made their plays in red zone. So overall, thanks for the love, Roberto. I felt that it was a good day of practice. I feel that there's nothing to make me think, oh, God, Super Bowl, here we come. But there's nothing to make me think that there's not. Little interesting tidbit, when they were going through walkthrough portion of the beginning of practice, it was Cleveland Farrell and Drake Jackson that were lining up at the starting defensive ends. Obviously, Cleveland Farrell taking the place of Nick Bosa. But to me, what was interesting was that Tarko Charleston got some run on one-on-ones. Honestly, he hasn't been in the whole camp, But Taco Charleston's been my surprise player of camp. He's came in and definitely, I mean, Chris Kosaric said it, Kyle Shanahan said it, anybody that's been at practices has said it. He's definitely got off the plane and started making plays. So keep your eye on Taco during the preseason. He's something definitely that I'm gonna look into. I don't know if Jason's still watching, but Jason, if you're watching, I thought we should do. Yeah, bro, he's definitely raving. I thought tomorrow we should do a little preview of what we're looking at through scrimmages and the preseason game against the Raiders. Kyle has essentially said that Brock won't play. At least that's the plan going in. So it'll be Sam and Trey. He didn't say who would get the first crack with the first team. I would assume they would break it down by series. I mean, the starting unit, I don't see Trent Williams being out there. Joshua Garnett. Aaron Banks is still going through concussion protocol, so I would assume that he would play. Would love to get him against in some scrimmages practice. I'm not concerned about who's going to play Sunday or not. You know, Sunday to me is about having Niner football back in our lives. And, you know, I'm way more concerned about player scrimmaging, you know, available during the scrimmage than I am, you know, Sunday. We still have 2 preseason games to knock off the rust and get the function of being in a stadium. And let's be real, that stadium ain't going to be packed with Raider fans, so it ain't going to be a real road game. So I'd rather players get used to playing at the Field of Jeans and then getting their experience on a road game during the season, since we only have 1 road game this year during the preseason. But yeah, TDP standing out. Zane Gonzalez, there you go. You know, I think Zane Gonzalez is a good kicker. He has a plenty strong leg. I want to say, now this isn't an exact quote. This is just me trying to count the yardage and everything on the practice field they were using. But I believe the longest he booted was 45, which looked like it would have been good for 55 if you count where some kid, I don't know if it was one of Carter Shanahan's friends or what exactly the story was behind the kids catching kicks at practice today. But we're not keeping Zane. That would definitely not we're keeping Zane. But I will say Jake Moody's looked fine. I haven't heard any concerns about anything missing field goals in practice. I will say this though. He has a tendency to hook right. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on during the regular season and in the preseason. Well, mostly the preseason. It kind of is what it is in the regular season. But I would definitely keep an eye out on a trade partner for Zane Gonzalez, and I would definitely look to us trading a linebacker. Aaron Burks, who had a nice practice today, is somebody that a lot of people are talking about, especially considering we can save $2.5 million on the cap if we do trade him. But overall, I mean, fine practice, health, knock on wood, came out healthy of training camp. I believe the Niners were talking about this was the last day of training camp, so I guess we're officially over of camp. So made it healthy for the most part. Got some good work in. Ready to end that quest for 6. We do definitely look like a good a playoff caliber or a Super Bowl contending team. We could cut him before the cut down date and the trade is null. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't see why that. Why would you not keep him and trade him? I mean, if nobody, there's no trade partner, there's no trade partner. But I don't know, Jason, look into research of some kickers. I'm curious to see if any teams out there need kickers. That would be interesting to keep an eye out on. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. We will see you tomorrow at 4:30 here on the West Coast. Jason will be back with us, and we'll go ahead and get you ready for preseason game number 1. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.